All right, guys, it's X. It is September 16th, and it's about 1:20 p.m. Eastern time. I wanted to just go over this really quickly because I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff out there, and I just figured it'd be easier to show you instead of having to keep trying to convey my thoughts via text. Anyway, so just a quick glance. You can ignore these white lines. These are based on the 2011-1991 model. That is, obviously we hit, I think it was 3860 by today, and we hit it. So the next one would say all-time highs by this line. It's still a possibility. I'm not throwing it out. And what I'm about to share may lead into that, but the reason I'm going over that is you could ignore them for now. The white lines, ignore them. This blue box is basically just, you can see it. It's a liquidity zone, supply demand. It served as support initially. We broke it down, never recovered it. So, and then this 618, that's from the top to the present low. We hit it to the T. Crazy, right? So anyway, here we are on this white line. Real quick, we've gone over February and April. February, let's see, let me just find it here. February 18th or so. We're like right in this range, right? And I drew it from here, but I've also been watching sort of these ranges anyway. In general, though, we would be looking to kind of move into this range and double bottom and bounce out of here, right? That's sort of the idea. So February 18th means that, it assumes that this wick is not here, which I don't like to make assumptions. So that's one flaw in the argument already, but let's just say, for argument's sake, that wick wasn't there, and we're breaking this low, so we're actually closer to, I don't know, February 22nd. Give or take a couple days, like I said. So we would have to move down here and then fill this gap in a flash, sort of like double bottom. As you can see, we came down, double bottom, and off we go, right? So I'd be looking to come into this range, double bottom, and off we go. And again, this is just a model, an example of what could happen. It's not a guarantee. Things could happen differently. Like this time the move is accelerated and we skipped a lot of that drama. Now, April, basically, I think we're like April 22, gives us right in this range, right? We assume that this range was our September, like early September low, and that, we assume that our early September low is here, this mid-April, right? So we came up, we bounced to fill these liquidity gaps, similar to what we did here, and we came down, and now we're taking that out. And so that gives us April 22, which is right into the top of this bottom range, if that makes sense, right? So the low was set in February, and the top of that range is right around here above the blue box. So basically, we're coming back into that blue box. So if you just to keep it simple, hopefully it's blue. Okay, right. So if you say, okay, the 22nd entered this blue box, and we have this huge move to go to chop around a little bit, and then this is where I said like 3,500 bounce down to 3,200. So really, we'd be looking to come down to here. A little bit lower, probably take out that low, bounce, and then boom. So I'll just draw a quick, so something like this, right? That's just a rough guess. Take the price targets out of there. That's just an example of what we're looking at. Okay, and then we have sort of March 7th, which puts us right around here. And the reason I got here was a crypto. And again, if I was to, let me just take another box here, and I blacked all of this out. Right, let's just assume that all of this, okay, let's assume that none of that ever happened, right? And so our price in September 6th and 7th was right here. We bounced, fill liquidity, and come down and break that low. You could say that's where we're at now. Does that make sense? So this is the low. You assume that this didn't happen. We're filling in this liquidity gap that was right, like you could say this January is sort of where we're at in July. Hopefully that makes sense. So anyway, we're come down here, and we'd be looking to test the top of this box. We fail, we come back down, we double bottom, and then off we go to 4,400, 4,350. We test the top of this, and then we would either pass or fail, right? So if somehow we get lucky in this, bulls get lucky in this January new all-time highs thing happens, like we would get up here, maybe fade a little bit, and then catch some, like set a bear trap, and off we go. And that's something we'll have to be very careful of. But if we follow like what happened before, and we're going to have new lows, and that's when we come up here, and then we really like shit the bed. So I don't want to get too far ahead of that because a lot of things have to happen. And either way, we would probably bounce here, so we get a chance to get short to buy VIX or whatever. So those are just the models I want to share. So either way, like if we're in this February range, we have a little bit lower to go, right? But we're a couple days maybe into next Wednesday, and then that's probably the low. If we are in March, this is probably the low. We're going to double bottom, or we're near the low and we're going to double bottom and bounce. And then this is April, then we're just going to shit the bed. For me, I'm not so convinced on April, but we'll see. There's a lot to be said for those VIX cycles and some other activity that's happening. So those are the three things that I'm watching. We're just going to have to watch. Like, we don't know. We can't predict the future. All we can do is watch the data. We do have capitulation and some other things that typically indicate near-term lows, and I'll go over those this weekend. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you got any questions. Thanks.